Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Well, if you watch Monday night's game, you know, the Jets look promising for about 3 3/4, I would say, because in the fourth, after that interception by Flacco, um, pretty much that was the game there. It's like the defense just gave up. They looked clueless at points. And somebody on the broadcast last night said, well, doesn't Darno wish he could play with these weapons? And Mims looked decent. Perriman had, some touchdown catches. One of them being when the cornerback, I think it was C.J. Jensen, trips, falls, and pretty much makes it that much easier for Perriman. But how convenient how the corner that they're attacking all night is the one that bites back and, gets the interception midfield on Flacco. And that's just it. Not only that, in a 2-minute drive when you're attempting to come back, which, by the way, if you're up by 2 to 3 touchdowns, it should have never even been this close of a game of a comeback. And, you can say, well, Cam Newton's not a bad quarterback. Listen, I'm not knocking Cam at all. Don't get twisted in that regard. But, again, it's the Jets' defense. There's just something, there's just something with the coaching there, and there's something with the morale going into the fourth quarter with a lead. It's just like, oh, yeah, well, we got this, so we don't have to play hard. That's what it looks like to me. Now, Flacco kind of looked like the Flacco of old, and I'll give him his just due, but that's, very minimal. And the run game seemed to be non-existent to me, and I don't know why. I think maybe if you use the run game a bit more, the Jets might have had their first win, which would have been the worst timing to get your first win. But it's the first time in Jet history that they go 0-9, apparently. So you're still on track to get the quarterback who don't want to play for you, although you claim that Darno is your quarterback of the future. So, again, only time will tell what happens. Then, what's comical, as we dip away from the Jet-Patriot game, and yeah, there could be more to talk about, but bottom line is this: the Jets blew that game. It's just as simple as that. Just, listen, if the defense is going to play balls out halfway through the game, then you got to continue that throughout the whole game. There was a blitz on Newton, and they called it roughing the passer. And where it's kind of, for me, and even like Louis Riddick and Greasy said it last night, it was a bit questionable. But then again, where he hit him and the movement of the head neck area as he's getting hit, I honestly don't know how Newton stayed in that game, because he literally looked like he was in a daze for a minute. They called that one. Then there was the pass interference, where I dip into the next thing I'm going to talk about. The pass interference on McCourty, where he's looking at the ref like, what? Well, when you're locking arms with him like you guys are in the 50s going to the friggin' sock hop, yeah, that gets called every single time. And, I'm sure in this game, and I was kind of in and out of the game, but I'm sure that there was missed calls in there. I'll watch the replay on NFL Network, and, and I can tell you where the calls are missed. But now let's get back to, the ever-precedent COVID situation, right? So Vance McDonald's sick all week. Gets cleared to travel with the team. So what does Vance McDonald test positive for Monday morning? Oh, you guessed it, COVID, right? So again, explain to me, why did my team, why did Pittsburgh Steelers make such a dumbass decision to let him travel with the team on the team plane? Even though, and I get it, he tested negative and he was fine, so he was cleared, but now he tested positive. Is it a false positive? I don't know, but still, you got to take the precautions. Okay, so if he was sick all week, why are you letting him travel with the team? It's not like we needed him. It's not like he was utilized. It's not like he's really been utilized. So again, why is he on the team plane? Why is he now possibly you're going to infect half the team with COVID, and we got to play Cincinnati this week, and for a smarter organization now it's just a dumbass move. It's really a bonehead move on on the whole organization. I would never have allowed him to travel with the team. I would have told him stay home. We'll touch you Monday. That's it. Just really idiotic, especially with You don't know how, if somebody else catches it, you don't know how they're going to handle it. And not only that, what if it gets to, God forbid Ben contracts it, and then Ben's got to go home to his wife and kids, and then they get it. And then on it spreads and spreads and spreads. You can't have it. They got to be smarter with it. I'm sorry, if you've been sick all week, your tests come back negative, and even though you may say you're fine, I'm sorry, but in the current state of the world in which we live in, you can't take the player's word for it. Years ago, okay, I would, if it wasn't such a serious issue at hand, I would have said fine. But with the way it is right now, you got to take every precaution possible. It's not like Vance McDonald helped us win the game, so it's not like it's not as we needed Vance McDonald. We really didn't need him there. So now we're gonna have to wait and see. Hopefully, like with the Marlon Humphrey situation, hopefully all the tests come back negative for every Steeler that plays. Because again, regardless of the team you root for, you don't want to see anybody get this friggin' thing. So we'll have to wait and see there. And then what I found out too, speaking of COVID, and I know I'm probably a little late to the party on it. The Dodgers and Justin Turner, no punishment. None at all. And I think it's because MLB dropped the ball on this one. Because MLB probably said, yeah, you could play even though the test is inconclusive. Oh, wait, no, you got it now. We got to pull you out of the game. But the Dodgers and Justin Turner should still be held accountable knowing he tested positive. It's not as they pulled him from the game and they didn't know. Okay? So, he should have been pulled. I'm sorry, there should have been some sort of fine for both parties. That's just what it needs to be. And I'm sorry if you disagree with it. Well, then you disagree. I could say other things. I'm going to choose not to. That's the way I see it. You should be held accountable. Both parties, both the Dodgers and Turner should be. I'm not saying fine the guy $3 million, fine him this. No, you fine the Dodgers like $300,000, and you fine Turner like $75,000. Okay, because what happened after they got back to LA? Like 5 players tested positive for it already, from what I've heard over the course of a week. Again, no matter the sport, you gotta be smart with this thing. And apparently there's a vaccine out there. Well, that got announced as a vaccine that 90% of it works. Feel bad for the 10% where it don't work, and you could possibly die from it. From one thing I read. And then you got Thursday night football coming up. Titans Colts. It's not a bad matchup. You're probably sitting there going, it's Titans Colts, whatever, it's Thursday night. But it's got sex appeal to it for the fact that the two are battling for their rightful division. Whoever wins this game, obviously, I got to look at the records. I'm pretty sure if Tennessee wins, they're going to have a firm grasp on this thing. Indy wins, and Indy's going to give Tennessee a fit for this division. Phillip Rivers, and I got to commend him for this, and I'm sure he's going to get fined for it. And in the next video will be me ripping NFL officiating again. Like always, I'm sorry, it's just always the topic of the week, topic of the day, it's just the officiating. He ripped the NFL for that horrible Marcus Peters interception call that was not an interception, that got reviewed and overturned into an interception. Okay? Guaranteed, he probably gets fined like $30,000 to $50,000 for his criticism of NFL officiating. If that's the case, then again, I ask that the NFL gets off their ass, and then you find the official, and you find Al Riveron for such a horrible call. I get you're not going to always get it right on the field, and I get that. But in replay, where you're watching it from every angle possible, okay? And not only that, they show us on TV every single angle as all the analysts are going through it, whether it's Romo, Nance, this guy, that guy, I really don't care. Right? So they're showing you every angle. If they're saying it's not an interception, how is Al Riveron now saying it is? Is he that clueless? I just don't get it. Again, if a player's going to be held accountable for his words, then the officials need to be accountable for their actions. And that's horrible, horrible, horrible penalty calls, as usual. You see it every game. They even said it last night. You don't see a lot of holding calls being called this year. I don't know what game you're watching because they're constantly called in Steeler games. I don't get what games ESPN's watching. Apparently, you're not watching Sunday afternoon football when Pittsburgh's on because there's literally a holding call every friggin' time. Again, the officials, and I get it, you're not always going to get it right. You are going to miss a thing here or there. But when it's blatantly in front of you and you still don't call it, I'm sorry, that warrants this rant, that warrants you being held accountable. It just doesn't. And we're going to dip off football. The Francisco Lindor trade saga, as I like to call it. Cleveland came out and said they would love the Mets to be, a partner in this deal, which leads me to believe maybe it'll be a 3-4-way deal with, obviously 3 or 4 teams, and there's going to be a lot of player movement, which they're exciting, but I can't stand it because now it's like, oh, well, who's this guy going to, who's this team going to get? Who's this team going to get? And it's just annoying to try to figure it all out. The reason why I think they honestly, and it goes back to one of my other videos, is they're going to want either Syndergaard, Conforto, Dom Smith, or Alonso. I forget the rookie third baseman, shortstop, whatever position he plays. I forget his name. I think it's like Jimenez or something like that. And they may want him too. Those are pretty much the 5 pieces Cleveland's going to want in a trade. Again, I don't get rid of Alonso, and I don't get rid of Conforto. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't do it. Dom Smith, for the reason as he's not going to get a lot of playing time at first base with Alonso. Alonso is going to get a majority, whether it's a 162-game season or it's a 60-game season or it's a 72-game season, whatever they're going to do. Tony Clark came out and said he sees a full season. Again, and I've said it before, we don't need 162 games, but hey, if they want to show us Red Sox, Yankees 555 times, then whatever. We're all going to watch it anyway, right? So that's why the Mets, actually I should say, that's why Cleveland wants the Mets in the deal, because the Mets have a lot that they could try to take from the Mets. Dom Smith is the piece, because again, and you say, well, then who's that backup first baseman going to be? You could find one, but Dom Smith is going to be one of the pieces that gets you Lindor if the Mets do become. And I'm sorry, you're dumb if you're not players in this deal. You have to be involved in this trade for Lindor. You have to be, and the same thing on the Yankee side. I'm reading yesterday in the New York Post. Yankees to lose LeMahieu to the Astros or to the Mets or to the Red Sox. Listen, LeMahieu ain't going nowhere. If you don't think Cashman's working up a deal as I'm doing this video, you really got another thing coming. Because I'm sorry, you don't get rid of a guy who could possibly, and I think tonight we find out who the NL and AL MVPs are. Hopefully it's tonight. Yeah, I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see if LeMahieu wins it. If he doesn't win it, I think honestly it's just a freaking highway robbery. The guy had the best batting average in the league all year. Home run numbers don't really do it for me. It's got to be an all around stats for me. So I'm sorry, 364 is kind of what does it for me. And whatever RBIs he had, I think it was like 40 something RBIs, and he only had 10 to 12 home runs, but still small sample size for what he could have done. Just picture if it was a full season of what LeMahieu would have done. He probably would have batted over 400 and had like 25 home runs and 135 RBIs. Who knows? So wait and see on the awards. NBA is going to start December 22nd, from what I hear. You got the draft coming up. The draft's going to be very interesting to see who trades up to get the number 1 pick, what moves, who's going to, and where LaMelo is going to go. So that's one sport where I've kind of not followed for years because I'm sorry, and I can't deal with this super team nonsense. I can't deal with it. I don't understand why guys got to get together to win championships. If you were that good as you claim, you could win without teaming up with two other good guys to win a title then. But LeBron's proven he's had to go and form super teams in Miami and in LA. I'm not going to call Kyrie and LeBron a super team because Kyrie won them that title, not LeBron. I don't care what you say. Because in the end, LeBron couldn't take the big shot and Kyrie did. So Kyrie is the guy who actually got Cleveland their first title. LeBron gets the credit because LeBron's from Cleveland, so that's why he gets that credit. There's going to be a video coming soon on the debate of debates, the GOAT debate. I'm pre-warning you now. I think you already know where I stand on this. So I'll give you a bit of a preview. It's Jordan and it's Kobe. LeBron does not factor into either. You can tell me that he's had more points, more this, more that than Jordan. It's all well and good. But I'm going to explain to you the differences. And it's really simple. But I'm going to do that in another video. I'm going to make you wait for it. I'm going to get all the stats. I'm going to try to get all the stats. I'm going to have everything ready. And that's going to be hopefully one of the next videos, if not in the coming future. That's going to be one of the videos that I think is going to wake a lot of people up to the debate. And I think it's one that honestly is going to get people talking even more. Which is good. Which is good because at the end of the day, I'm here for friendly debates. I don't need to get into the arguments with you in the back and the forth and, oh, well, you're this and you're that. Listen, I'm 38 years old. I don't need to deal with you want to call me kidding names, go ahead. But if you're going to have a friendly debate with me, I'll listen to your side as long as you listen to mine. But just be forewarned, you're not going to like my opinion on it. But then again, it's my opinion. And again, you as a person are entitled to yours. But my opinion's based on facts, and some are based on what they're seeing now, who maybe never seen Jordan play, or go based on what they hear on social media. Okay, so we're gonna do that for another video. And there was other points I wanted to hit, but I'm still trying to wake up. It's like 7-something in the morning. It's been up since like 5:45, so, But as far as the Monday night game last night, listen, the Jets showed you a little something, I gotta say that. They showed you that they could always find a new way to lose like Atlanta does. They show you again why Adam Gase should be fired. And you can say, well, the passing game was better. Yeah, the passing game was better, which leads me to believe, why can't they do that with Darnold? Why can't these plays be called with Sam Darnold? Why can't this team play with that fight like with Darnold they do with Flacco? Like what's the difference here? And again, that goes to Adam Gase. Why? Are we misusing somebody and just going to say it's irrelevant again? Is that what we're going to do here? Because if you're going to do it, just know, be prepared for my response to that one. And you could say on the defensive side, and they went through all the injuries that they had, Mosley and this guy, and and they lost Becton last night on the offensive line, which kind of hurts you in a way. I'll give them that, but for the most part, they protected Flacco. But again, in a 2-minute drill, you cannot take a sack there. But then again, it should have never came to a 2-minute drill. They were up 20-10, and then they were up like 27-10. And you couldn't hold that lead. I don't know which one was worse. Either the Jet Patriot comeback or the comeback that the Washington football team put on the Giants. At least the Giants held on to the lead, and I'll give them that. At least the Giants made key plays when they needed to make them. Logan Ryan obviously had the game-winning interception, which actually holds a lot of personal significant value to him. I'm not going to get into it, though. Because I'm sure if you read newspapers and you watch NFL Network, you watch ESPN, you already know, so I don't really have to delve into it. Uh, and the Sunday games, the Steeler game got flexed to 4:25, and they did this like 2-3 weeks ago. Which again, I'm trying to figure out why you flex that game because the Bengal Steeler game holds no relevance now, other than do the Steelers go 10-0 or do the Bengals trip them up? You should have kept that at a 1 o'clock game and just moved again the Steeler Raven game to 4:25 when they first played. And you say, oh well, you get it on Thanksgiving night. Yeah, I get it on Thanksgiving night. That's well and good, but you gotta put games. If you're gonna flex games, you gotta flex games that have appeal. You gotta flex games that are gonna give somebody interest to watch. And you can say, well, at 1 o'clock, everybody watched the Steeler Raven game. Yeah, we all did. But again, that's a game you like to see at 4:30. It's the middle of the day, and that's when everybody at that point, they're already into football that so many others are going to tune into it. Now, in the Steeler-Bengal game, I'm not going to take Cincinnati too lightly here. Burrow's been playing his ass off. I give him credit, but I think Justin Herbert, again, he takes the Rookie of the Year slot there. If he doesn't, I would be shocked. Which Cincinnati Bengal team are we going to be playing? A decent one, or are we going to play one that, we've managed to beat, I think, like 10 straight times now. We're like 60-something and 38 against them lifetime. And we'll have to wait and see with Ben, because now not only is it one knee that he hurt both knees. So if he says he's fine, we'll wait and see. And by the way, if you didn't see his post-game interview, if everybody was wondering where the world's team thing came from, you may want to listen to what Ben said, because he says it's not taking a jab at the Cowboys. Listen, it is. Because if that was America's team, why was it 60% Steeler fans there? I just got to know. And he even said it. So Jerry's world became Steelers' world, and we're the world's team. And haters just better get used to hearing it. That being said, I'm going to head to work. I got to deal with the scourge of the parts world now. So until then, stay safe, and as always, peace.